down in Florida for the Miami International Boat Show, and we thought it was way too tempting to just stick around and enjoy some of this nice Sunshine State weather. We cruise over to Fort Myers near the Gulf Coast because there is so much to do on the water. Fishing charters, boat tours, all kinds of things you can do that you don't even need your own boat for. But I caught wind of a legendary restaurant out on Pine Island Sound on a remote island that's said to have inspired the Jimmy Buffett hit Cheeseburger in Paradise. Now, since we are a boating show, and I'm a guy who will go to incredible lengths for the perfect burger, today we're renting a boat, and we're going searching for paradise.
And Cabbage Key is where we'll find it. It's a small island up in the north part of Pine Island Sound, an inlet in the Gulf of Mexico just off Fort Myers, outlined by Pine Island to the east, and the barrier islands Sanibel, Captiva, and Cayo Costa to the west. About a 23-mile trip from our starting point, Port Sanibel Marina. Florida might be the boating capital of the world, so naturally renting a boat here is a breeze. After paying the fee and signing the forms, it only took about 15 minutes for staff to walk us through the boat and show us where to go, and more importantly, where not to go. I also made sure to do a thorough walkthrough to inspect for any scratches, cracks, and dents, and that gave me a good chance to check out the boat, a Tidewater 198cc Adventure. It's a 19.5-foot center console with an 8-foot 4-inch beam. It's got an anchor locker and plenty of seating up front, cavernous storage in the side console that'll keep our camera gear dry, rod holders in the gunnel, a pair of aft jump seats that fold away, and a nice big comfy double captain seat in front of a simple helm with a glove box, shelf, and plenty of room to mount anything extra we need. It also comes standard with a bimini top that'll be much appreciated in the Florida sun. And powering us is a nice and reliable 150 Yamaha 4-stroke outboard.
Our Tidewater rental did come with a built-in GPS, but this thing has the tracks of everybody who's ever rented this boat. We don't want to trust them. So what I've done is I've gone to Walmart, bought a suction cup cell phone holder so I can run my Navionics app, AC power to keep this thing humming all day long, and of course, I never leave without my paper charts.
I followed those charts out from the marina until we found the boating interstate.
This is the ICW, the Intracoastal Waterway. It's a 3,000-mile long inland waterway that runs from Boston down the coast around the tip of Florida and around to Brownsville, Texas. Now, from where we are right now, we could go that way into Fort Myers and further along all the way to the Atlantic Ocean. We could go south to the Keys, but we're heading northwest into Pine Island Sound because that's where our burger is.
Starting right at marker number 1, the plan was to follow the ICW up to marker 60 to Cabbage Key, about a 45-minute run at 30 miles per hour. The sound is quite shallow, so it's smart to keep it between the markers. And of course, keep your eyes peeled for all the different kinds of boats you'll see running these waters. Our Tidewater was one of the smaller ones out there, but it could definitely hold its own on the busy ICW. Center consoles are super popular down here in the southern states, and I can see why. This thing was rock solid in chop and wakes. 360-degree views let you see everything around you, and when I got tired of standing, I sat back on the big comfy seat and put my feet up. Before I knew it, I was just about at our destination.
Here we are, marker number 60, Cabbage Key. This is our exit. I can taste that burger already. Tastes kind of salty.
Pulling into the Cabbage Key boat dock, I was greeted by the harbor master, Jonathan, who took my lines and sent me on my way up to the beautiful Cabbage Key Inn and Restaurant.
Like the shirt. Thanks.
1944, we opened to the public. We've been open every day of the year since then. It's also only accessible by boat. There's no bridges, no cars, no mail delivery, no police department, no fire station. We're pretty much on our own out here. The 19 staff live on the island, as well as the owners, and we pretty much run the thing 24 hours a day. And obviously, during the daytime, it's the busiest. We have a lot of tour boats and day traffic that come in. At nighttime, it's very quiet. It's a very peaceful island, and you pretty much feel like you have the island to yourself when you're staying here. The cheeseburgers, the great food, that's the first reason to come out, to see the island and to see the old house and to see the bar that's full of about $100,000 in $1 bills that people have been putting up for about, since 1970, about 50 years now, they've been putting up money every day.
Our server told us $70,000 in $1 bills are taped to these walls. 70,001.
And while you're waiting, you can climb the water tower.
Not a bad view.
Play some games, or get to know the locals. No burgers for Donatello here. But don't forget to make it back to your table for the main event.
We've come a long way for this burger. That's what Jimmy was talking about. Oh yeah. Worth the wait.
With bellies full of beef, my camera guy and I took a bit of a detour on the way back to port. In part because we had some time left on our rental, but also because we were drawn in by the sight of the historic Pine Island Sound fishing shacks. As luck would have it, we have a friend Matt who owns one. Coming up later in the show, he's gonna give us the grand tour.